Okay, we're looking at 3-4. We're actually going to use formulas. So a question was asked in the other 7th grade class yesterday, and it was a good question if asked in the right way, but there was a question of, Mr. Ray, why do we need to know this? Like, what are we going to do with this stuff? What are we going to do with this chapter or whatever, this course? And I give the answer, I don't know. I don't know what you're going to do tomorrow. I don't know what your plans are. You have plans. They get changed. I don't know what you're going to do 10 years from now. No idea. I can't predict it. Maybe some of you can. But the thing is, whatever you're doing right now, whatever your hand finds to do, in this case, your hand finds to do problems, do it heartily as to the Lord. Whatever you do. So if we make you draw something in our class, or say something in Spanish, or write and work out these long, extended problems in math, do it as best you can for God. Not for me, not even for your parents, not even for yourself, but do it for God. So here is one of those practical lessons, so that helps you see, okay, I can see how algebra can help us out with these. All right, let's look at page 134. And can someone read that application with travel? That paragraph that says real world application travel. Yeah, Caroline? It starts with you slide behind.
You slide behind the wheel of a red convertible. The engine roars as you wheel away down the road. With the top down, the sound of the whipping wind drowns out the world until suddenly the engine stops.
Oh my. Just how far back was that gas station? Wish I would have figured out the gas mileage on this thing before I left home. You can use a formula to compute gas mileage. And this is actually a question I remember asking. Remember, I was a driving instructor. So do you guys know that on our major highways you have mile markers? Have you ever heard of mile markers? And mile markers are every mile you have a mark that tells you you're on this mile of this road, and then you travel, you get to another mile marker. What do you think the point of the mile marker was? Yeah? Mackenzie?
In case there's an accident or something happens, like you ran out of gas, you can call the police and tell them that you're at mile marker, blah, blah, blah.
Good. But then something happened. In my teenhood and into my college days, something happened. People started getting these guys, the phones, and they used to be, first they were just like these clunky phones, and then they became flip phones, and now we have the smartphones. We don't need the mile markers anymore. Well, and this is my illustration I would give. In Denver, we have mountains, right? You have the mountains, and sometimes in the mountains, what do you lose? Signal, reception. So the phone is useless to either call and or look at Wi-Fi and say, hey, where am I? Who can I call? Help me out. So the mile marker still has application, although not as much. So the mile marker is important because, hey, my phone's dead, and I don't know where I'm at. There are still phones off the side of the road, by the way, that you can actually get, and you can call some emergency vehicle or personnel to help you out. But if you don't know where you're at, then it's very hard to tell them how to help you. So with this problem, I wonder how far the gas station was. Just look up the signal. Gas station is 12.8 miles back. But what if you lost reception? What do I do? Hope for someone. Don't hitchhike, by the way. Bad idea. But you need tools to help you out just in case something happens. All right. It says you can use a formula to compute gas mileage. Okay, so look at the next section here. What is a formula? It says a formula. Finish the sentence. Okay, you're going to keep going there. Shows a relationship among certain quantities. And we're going to look at this here. Do you guys know how to compute miles per gallon? How do you get the miles per gallon of a vehicle? You take the miles and you divide it by the gallons. And I'll give you more specifics on that. And that's going to give you your MPG, we call it. MPG, or miles per gallon. And it's miles of a full tank. So when you fill up your tank of gas, okay, you're going to get a certain amount of miles. and gallons, and I'll just put capacity, like how many gallons does your vehicle hold? Like my little car holds 12 and a half gallons, but these big SUVs can sometimes hold 18, 20 gallons in them. And then buses, they're basically like loading them up, like it's just like a big tube that gives them a bunch of, they're holding hundreds of gallons of gas. And then a plane, they're just getting a bigger tube and more gas into it. So it depends on how much your vehicle or carrier can hold. And then if you divide those two numbers, what do you get? Miles per gallon. Okay, example number 1. Can someone read that for me? Example number 1. We're actually going to get some numbers here. Yes, ma'am.
You drove 192.8 miles before your convertible ran out of gas. The gas tank holds 11 gallons and it was full when you left. What gas mileage does the car get?
Okay, so you drove that many miles, and then you filled it up before driving it, and now you're done with the gas. So how many miles did you drive? 192.8. Is that what it said? All right. And then how many gallons did your car hold? 11. So a small convertible does not hold up many gallons of gas. And I want to know what the MPG is. Okay, so what do I do here? What specific type of it? You divide. No, don't round here yet. We're going to divide it out. And then to your point, Jack, we'll see. What do we do with rounding? Okay, so which number goes in the box? The left number, the first number, always goes in the box, just the way it is. Now, Mr. A, am I allowed to have a decimal number in the box? Yes. Can you have a decimal number outside the box when you're dividing? No. So this is okay to divide. And this is, I hope, a good review for you guys. 11 goes into 1, no times. 11 goes into 19, though, once. That's 11. 82. 11 goes into 82. 7 times, that's 77. So this is just long division. And then we have our 5, 8. 11 goes into 58. 5 times, that's 55. Uh-oh. Anyone see a problem here? Yeah, it's gonna keep going. So do you need to say 17.5193 miles per gallon? What do you think? Oh, that's repeating, if it repeats. So let's keep going. I'll go 2 more here. Let's see what our choice is. Okay, 11 goes into 30. Twice. That's 22. And then that's 8. Bring down another 0. 11 goes into 80. 7 times. Okay, what do you think a good place value is to round this number off? Because it's going to keep going infinitely out there. John?
Rounding to hundreds?
Okay, hundreds is a good one. You want to go even to the...
I would do 17.53.
Okay, so like that's a hundreds place value. I would go even to the 10th. 17.5. And I'm going to use... So I think, Bella, you were talking about the repeating bar, but I'd actually use the approximate symbol to say approximately 7.5 miles per gallon. And you can write miles per gallon like that as well. So how many miles can each gallon of gas allow this car to run? 17 point. Approximately, yeah. It's not exactly. It can't be exact, but we can get very close to help us out. Okay? The car gets 17.5 miles per gallon. By the way, why does miles per gallon matter before you get a car? Why do you think it matters before you get a car? Like, I don't know. Does it? Or does it? Yeah? Marissa?
Can you see how much money you're going to be spending on gas? Because gas can be very expensive.
Yeah, gas can go high and it can go low. So maybe you're thinking about that. But maybe you travel a lot, right? Maybe you travel a lot or you go far for work and back. So you have to consider that. And then, yeah, because you don't want to keep filling up the gas all the time. In fact, what if a bus... Like one of our buses, our sports buses. What if our buses held 11 gallons? You know what the mileage on that bus is, miles per gallon on that bus is?
17.5.
It's actually like 12 miles per gallon. So yeah, I could go for a while, but then we're going to fill up the tank again, fill it up. And those buses, I've driven them many times, they go for a long time because they have a huge gas tank. Okay, so you can go for a long time even with the low miles per gallon. Like a Hummer, I think that's getting about 5 or 6 miles per gallon. 5 or 6.
That's good.
The big Hummer. H2, I think is smaller. I think it gets an exceptional 9 miles per gallon. So yeah, if I'm driving, let's say I live in Simpsonville to Greenville, I probably don't want a Hummer because I'm going to be driving a lot. And I'm going to be using a lot of gas. I'm going to drive my little blue, Big Blue I call him. If you've seen Blue, you know what I'm talking about. You see my little blue car? It's the blue car there. When you look in the, the parking lot's over there. Okay, let's look at a couple examples I want you to try out here. On page 135, these are the problems you're doing. They're not even that difficult. They're not even as difficult as this, honestly. But on page 135, look at number 4. Somebody read me the instructions, and then we'll work it out. It's hopefully pretty clear and straightforward. Marissa? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
For number 4? Okay, solve by replacing the variables with the given values.
Okay, so number 4, they give me a formula. And what values did they give me for which variables? So did they give me what D equals? D equals what? 315. So I'm going to replace that one. Did they give me what R equals?
Yes,
45. And what's happening with R and T? They're being multiplied, so I got to show that still. So what do I do to solve for my T? Yes, sir?
315 divided by 45.
Very close. What do we do to solve this equation? It's a review of last lesson. We do what to both sides? You're very close. Mackenzie?
Divide
By?
49.
Divide both sides by 45. And go ahead and do that. 315 divided by 45. See what you get. Don't worry. It'll be a whole number.
Oh, I got
Okay, a little help on the division, especially like these where I don't know how many times it fits automatically. Guess. Just throw out a guess. 45 times 7. So what I'll do is this. I'll do 45 times 7. So I got it exactly. Now, let's say, Jack, good guess. If I just said 9, I'm going to do 45 times 9. I'm going to realize, wait, that's too big. So I go down, maybe 1 or 2, depending on how much I know. I want to see some kind of process here going on. Whether you get it spot on or not, you got to show me a process because this will help you on future division problems. You're going to get division problems that are going to be 1,539 divided by 315. Okay, I don't know what that is automatically, so I try. But the more I try on these easy problems and I maybe estimate correctly, then I'll get better on the bigger ones. You'll find patterns, but you got to try it out. Yes, ma'am. Yes, of course. Short division is good. Some of you, if you're familiar with short division, you can work that out. It's basically like this one right here. Ignore all this. 11 goes into 19 once, so you write that like normal, with the remainder of 8. So I write the 8 right there because it's going to be 82. See, I just write it right here. 11 goes into 82 7 times with the remainder of 5. So then see how that 58. So I don't have to show all this. I just write it up here. But you don't have to do it. If you're like, I don't get that, Mr. What did you just? What kind of messed up math was that? That's okay. Do long division. Okay. Does anyone know what D equals RT stands for? That's a formula. That's something that guides things that we do here. What is D equals RT? Yeah.
Distance equals rate.
Distance equals rate times time. So watch this problem here. I can just add some units. 315 miles. If you're going 45 miles per hour, how many hours is it going to take for you to drive 315 miles? 7 of them, right? That's the process. This is a basic distance formula. So do we use that in life?
Yeah.
Yes. And people help us with it all the time. Okay, one last one. Oh, how about this? Number 7. That's a word problem. Oh, no. Oh, my. Read the word. This is the common question I get on word problems. Mr. And I probably told you this before, but Swivl, I want to tell you again. Mr. I don't know what to do. Oh, okay. Okay, let's look at the problem. Okay, go ahead and read it. Or did you read it, I asked. Did you read it? Yeah, I read it. Okay, let's read it again. And we read it again. Oh. Okay, yeah. Read it again. Or just read it once. How about that? Is there a book back there? Do you know? Is there a pre-algebra book? No. That's an algebra book. Man, all my books are gone. Thank you, Callie, for checking up close because I'm not sure. No, I think they're all algebra. Okay. JB, is it okay if you share just for this class period? And then, do you know where your book is? Okay, just make sure you bring it to class so it's easier for you. Number 7. Mr. A, number 7 is too hard. I don't get it.
I don't get it.
Let's read it together. And that's all I'll say. And then, I get what to do. Okay, so we're using that distance formula, which is a nice one. D equals RT. Do they give me the distance?
Yes.
Okay, what is it? What did they give me as? So they gave me the rate of 55 miles per hour. So did they give me the distance? No. Did they give me the rate? We just said yes. Did they give me the time? What was it? 3 hours. So what am I trying to figure out? The distance. So if I know the rate and the time, I know what the distance is. If I know the time and the distance, I can find out the rate. You see how if you know 2 of them, you can find out the last one? So that's what's good about this one. All right, 55 times 3 is 165. 165 what? Miles. So you did 55 times 3 to figure that one out. How many of you got 165 miles? Yeah, and on these problems, if they have units, you must give me the units. So like, look at 9 through 14. Do they give me any units? 9 through 14, any units? No? So don't give me units. But look at numbers 15 through 18. Do they give me units? Just guess. Do you think they give me units? Yes. So write units as your answer. The correct units. Do I say, Mr. A, from here to Swivl is 55 miles per hour?
Yes. That could be correct.
It's 50. You could say it's 11 miles, but it's not 11 miles per hour. It's 11 miles. That's distance. Mr. A, I want you to go. My son, he says, Daddy, go super fast. I want you to go 12 miles. Go super fast, 12 miles. I'm like, what do you mean by that? 12 miles per hour? I can't do that, son. You want me to drive that fast? You got to give the correct units for it to make sense. And please think it through. All right, your homework is 9 through 18. 9 through 18. That's it.
Thank you.
Would you like more?
No.
Okay, go ahead and start working.
Thank you.
Page, there you go. Page 135, 136.
Can you show us our test?
Yes, thank you for bringing it. All right, Swivl, have a good day.